Hey, welcome back to the channel, OswithCon60. Today I'm going to be covering some things on my 2025 Hyundai Elantra N that I think are pretty cool and pretty unique to the Hyundai Elantra N. Now, I've only owned this car for a month, so I'm sure I'm leaving tons of things off of this list. But over the last few years, I've owned muscle cars, I've owned imports, I've owned JDMs, I've owned a vast collection of cars, and these are just some quick things that stand out to me. It's kind of unique and what I think is kind of cool about the 2025 Hyundai Elantra N. Some of these things you guys might go, duh, hey, really simple. Some of them you might go, hey, that's kind of cool. So please like, comment, subscribe, and let's get right after it. All right, so in no particular order, let's go through a few of these kind of Easter eggs or things that I think are kind of cool and kind of special. First and foremost is right up here on the steering wheel. If you have a DCT version, you're going to have N-Gren shift, which adds extra boost to the car for a short period of time. It increases the power of the car. It overboosts it a little bit. That is something so cool. Like if you think back to Fast and Furious days, having the NOS button and pushing it, I mean, that's cool. In the manual, what you're going to get is you're going to get a rev match button, and that will turn your rev matching on. And then obviously over here, you have your N mode, which is your most aggressive styling mode. And there's just so many things within this. So first off that I think is so cool is literally a button to overboost the car or to turn rev matching. The rev matching isn't super unique to a lot of cars. I mean, my Camaro had it, my Bullitt Mustang had it. I've had a lot of cars that have had that feature, but I just love kind of this just red massive button on there. It's not kind of blended into the steering wheel. It's just loud and it's screaming at you. But I think this is kind of really cool on the DCT version. Now, kind of coming over into N mode, and guys, I'm going to cover a lot of things on the performance. I mean, you have so many things within N mode that are crazy and awesome, and I'll do its own just unique video on this. I mean, obviously you have lap timers, you have launch control, you have a lot of things that a lot of other cars have: throttle, oil temp, engine temp. You can change some of this stuff around. Some of the things that I think are interesting are the following. Is over here under circuit, you literally can choose the track that you're wanting to have this appear on and to time you on. And I think that's cool. You know, you have so many different options of different track modes. So I think that's something that a lot of my other cars, they all have kind of like this N mode, but I think that's kind of cool and something that in my opinion is pretty special. If we go here and I just go into N mode, something that I think is kind of cool as we get into some of the specifics are the following. Let's see, you can edit the N mode widgets. So over here, you can kind of change out how a lot of these things, you know, are. Over here, you can do obviously your steering, you can do your limited slip differential, rev matching, ECS. Like you can change this all around. And a lot of companies have kind of the same, you know, different things that you can do. Obviously, speed, power, torque, turbo. This is probably one of the most encompassing systems that I've come across as it pertains to just like your top of the line kind of track, kind of sport. The one thing, and this is the point that I want to make, because we're going to do a whole like N mode, driving mode video, all of those things. But one of the things that I have not seen yet on all the performance cars that I've had is a lot of them have rev matching, yes or no, on or off. This has literally 3 different modes of how aggressive the rev matching is that you can put it at. And all of you that want to talk about Hyundai Elantra N, this is a performance car. Get over the brand imaging, get over whatever you think it is about Hyundai, and I need more time with the car to like give you guys my honest opinion. But just from like how it's set up and what it does, this car is built for performance. Now, a lot of you might want a heel-toe downshift. That's fine. I honestly think, though, when you get into rev matching, it's just cool, just the level of customization that you can turn on of how aggressive you obviously want that. I mean, exhaust sound, some of this other stuff is not uncommon, but this is one of the best kind of sport driving mode configurators, software that I've used that gives you the most customization that personally I've seen, and I'm going to need a lot of time to kind of go through it, but that's something I think is really cool and really unique. Another thing why I think something is unique about the Hyundai Elantra N is you cannot get a manual with a sunroof. It only comes in the DCT version. So What that tells me, and this is just my opinion, is this car was meant to be hammered on. This car is meant to be a track focus car. Now you'd say, Austin, why wouldn't a lot of manual drivers want a sunroof? And it's because of the helmet that you have on. A lot of people that track their cars, I'm not saying everybody that tracks their cars drives manuals, but I think a larger percentage of the population that track their cars drive manuals. Doesn't mean there's any hate for the automatics, the DCTs, because those are phenomenal, way faster, just a phenomenal transmission. But I think something that's cool is only in the Hyundai that I've seen this is in a manual, there is no option whatsoever for a sunroof. You can only get that in the automatic version. Now, that's not completely unique to Hyundai, but I think it just speaks to a message here of they want to be taken seriously, and they wanted to build a car that was taken seriously as you look at just kind of what we went through on some of the N mode configurations. Okay, and this next one you guys are going to think is very cool. I think it's cool. And some of you might laugh. I totally get it. We're going from performance stuff to weird stuff, but I just wanted to share things that stand out to me that I think is cool. So one of the things that I've not seen on a lot of my cars is when you turn on the windshield wipers, it literally puts up on there where it's at. You have intermittent, you have low, you have high. Most cars don't have this. And the reason I like this is I am that idiot that will turn it on and I'm like, oh, I turned it on 2 clicks. I turn it up 1 click. It's still on and it's dumb. But here, what's so nice is it just shows you exactly the speed of it. I've not had that on any of my performance cars. It's probably not needed. Most of you probably do not care about that, but I'm showing it to you because it's something that I haven't seen on a lot of my performance cars. And I think it's such a smart feature, something that I like because I'm the idiot that goes down 2 or 3 clicks and I'm like, okay, where do I need to be to get it off again? So anyways, that's something that is unique that I like. Won't spend more time on that. Since we're on the windshield wipers theme, I'll show you one other thing. So when we turn on the windshield washer fluid, watch over here, blocking outside air to prevent odor of washer fluid from entering the vehicle. I don't know why you need that, but that's pretty cool. I've had cars where you turn on the windshield washer fluid, you smell it in the car, but this actually blocks the air. So your windshield washer fluid, you're not seeing it get into the car. Something unique, something I haven't seen that I think is pretty cool. Another thing that's cool with these seats, now BMW does this, I believe, but this is the only car that I've had that they literally have a pattern in the seat that lights up at night. So when you go to unlock your car door, it's such a flex, in my opinion, that literally your seat is lighting up. So the N logo lights up at night. Super cool, super unique. I've not had that on my other performance cars. I know when you get up into like BMW, Mercedes, and Audi, they have some of those things, but I think that's something that's pretty cool. This is exhaust just idling in N mode. This car's exhaust is, in my opinion, of all the 4-cylinder cars I've had, a WRX, a Volkswagen Golf R, what are some of the other ones? I mean, a Toyota GR86, I'm sure I'm missing some off of there. The best, just stock exhaust, just out of the factory. Really, really good. But how serious are you about racing when you literally have a cross member frame here to stiffen up the chassis and to give it better traction, give it better control, give it better steering dynamics? Like, that is so cool. I know a lot of cars have it built into their body and they don't have like braces that come here through the trunk. It does limit some of your trunk space where you can put in there, but that just shows how serious Hyundai is about performance with this car, and it just carries on a consistent theme. So another thing that I think kind of goes along with those performance characteristics are the wheels. So in 2024, with these 19-inch wheels, they are forged. They save 33 pounds of unsprung weight. And that's a pretty big, significant deal when you're talking about lap times, when you're talking about cornering, when you're talking about just all out, flat out driving. And that's just something that's like really, really cool. I think people are struggling still to kind of connect the dots between Hyundai performance and this Hyundai Elantra N, but it's really built for kind of a track weapon, track car. But I think that's something that's pretty cool, that all the research and development that went into it. Now, something else that I think I really like that Hyundai did is they're listening to feedback of a lot of their buyers or users. Some people, right or wrong, love the front end design of the previous model. A lot of them didn't like it. They reformatted it, they readjusted it. I'm excited to see what Hyundai continues to do with this lineup, but those are just a few of the very minor things that just stand out to me that I think is kind of cool, kind of unique. I'll be doing a much more in-depth video of things over time that I notice, that I see. Obviously, this car has so many other special things that I've left off, but those are just a few things after owning it for a month that kind of jump out at me. If you guys have some suggestions or things that you've noticed, please leave a like or comment below. Would love to kind of hear that, and we will catch you on the next video.
Mm.